resilience and long-term stability across the continent. Strengthening interconnections while advancing climate and energy goals was recognized as a shared and common priority. Discussions further underlined the importance of regional cooperation and the potential of open, integrated and connected regions to contribute to wider intercontinental links. In this context, we also touched upon the importance of advancing peace and stability in the South Caucasus. Lasting peace, the normalization of relations and the opening of borders would not only benefit the region, but also strengthen connectivity and cooperation across the wider European space and beyond. Of course, through the day we also discussed how democracies should combat hybrid threats. Ladies and gentlemen, Armenia continues to promote initiatives aimed at enhancing inclusive connectivity and fostering stability in the broader region. The summit reaffirmed that the EPC is not only a format for dialogue, but also a platform for enhancing trust and shaping more coordinating and forward-looking European agenda with like-minded partners. I am confident that the discussions in Yerevan will extend well beyond this summit, shaping our continued cooperation and shared understanding across the continent. I would like to take this opportunity to wish my dear friend, Prime Minister Martin of Ireland, as the next host state of the European Political Community Summit, every success in continuing this strong momentum and synergy. My sincere gratitude to the representatives of mass media, local and international, who made a significant contribution through their coverage of this important event. And I would like eventually thank you, President Costa, for supporting in organizing and supporting Armenian candidacy of Republic of Armenia to host this historic summit in Yerevan, and hopefully you are content with today's summit. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
And all the Prime Minister. Thank you.
I'm very glad. And first of all, thank you very much, Prime Minister Pashinyan, Nikol, for your warm welcome here to Yerevan. You and your team have done an exceptional job of hosting the summit of the European political community, bringing together more than 40 leaders from across our continent. Dear Nikol, the fact that Armenia is hosting this summit, the fact that we are all here today, it is a powerful illustration of the country's courageous geopolitical path, a path that Armenia and the European Union are walking together. That is also why tomorrow we will hold the first ever European Union-Armenia Summit. Today's the EPC Summit was truly historic. For the first time, the EPC met in the South Caucasus. And the day started with President Aliyev's participation by video conference. That means this summit will forever be remembered as a summit of peace in the Caucasus, brought about by brave political choices and patient diplomatic efforts. The story of peace in Europe, in a world where escalation and war seem to dominate, is something to be celebrated. There is a European way of doing things through multilateralism, with the United Nations system at its heart, and in respect of our international law. In the current geopolitical context, it is increasingly clear that our continent needs a 360-degree vision for its security. Meeting here in Armenia, in the South Caucasus, so close to the Middle East, it is a stark reminder that war in Europe's neighborhood has a direct impact on our common security, our energy supply, and our economy. That is why, more than ever, the European Union needs to work hand in hand with Armenia and the region for peace and stability. Lasting peace and stability must be anchored in resilient democratic institutions and strong economic bonds between neighbors. That is why today's the EPC summit focuses on the fight against foreign interference in democratic processes, as well as on the power of connectivity to create win-win economic partnerships. At the same time, we continue to pursue the goal of just and lasting peace in Ukraine. That is why support for Ukraine continues to be a key focus of the European political community. And these were my message to President Zelensky today. First, the European Union will stand with Ukraine for as long as it takes to achieve a sustainable, just and lasting peace in full respect of Ukraine's territorial integrity. Second, we need to take Ukraine's accession process forward by opening the first negotiation cluster as soon as possible. Any discussion about peace and stability in our continent must include our like-minded partners beyond Europe. The participation of Canada's Prime Minister, Mark Carney, in today's summit, the first time we have invited a non-European guest to an EPC summit, is therefore politically very significant. It is a reflection of the strong and growing alignment between Europe and Canada, and a powerful reminder that the principles and rules-based international order, with multilateralism and the United Nations system at its heart, are objectives widely shared around the world. To conclude, today's summit in these regions shows that Europe's way of doing things, diplomacy, multilateralism and respect of international law, yields results, and it yields peace. I want to thank once again Prime Minister Pashinyan for hosting this summit of the European political community, and beyond that, for grasping the historic opportunity to bring Armenia closer to the European Union. And a final word to the Irish Taoiseach, dear Micheál, to say how much I'm looking forward to the next EPC summit in Ireland. I'm sure it will be as successful as today's meeting here in Yerevan. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much indeed, Antonio, and good afternoon. And it's a great pleasure to be here, Prime Minister, in your beautiful city of Yerevan. And I want to thank you, Prime Minister Pashinyan, for a very productive 8th European Political Community Summit. And also, it was a very musical summit as well, in which you showcased the very best of Armenian music, culture and wonderful food. And you've set a precedent as well.
Now you have 6 months to practice.
I have 6 months to practice the drums, and I must author 2 songs, because this is a man of real multi-talents, and I will have to think of something between now and November to try and rescue the situation. But genuinely, thank you for that and your versatility. But also, we observed also from your presentations the manner in which you have participated in a very impactful peace process here between Armenia and Azerbaijan, and we discussed, we all have come from situations where there was conflict. In Ireland, we had that over nearly 30 years ago. And there is a route through conflict. There is a way to do things, and it requires sensitivity, but above all, it requires political will and strong leadership. And you have demonstrated that with your colleague in Azerbaijan most effectively, and we appreciate that. And the summit, the European Political Community Summit today, focused very much on building the future, unity and stability in Europe. Participation by so many European leaders, and indeed the Prime Minister of Canada, Mark Carney, has showcased the unique value of the EPC and the vital importance to us all of the topics that we discussed today. We spoke about the deterioration in the international security situation, including hybrid threats, which continue to be of serious concern. We heard directly from President Zelensky on the challenges he and the Ukrainian people face in confronting continuing Russian aggression. We discussed conflict in the Middle East and the impact on energy prices and supply, and the cost pressures faced by businesses and families. Most importantly, we discussed how to reduce our dependencies and how to improve our resilience to better withstand global turbulence. It is an issue that touches us all, and it makes sense for the EPC to be a forum in which we can exchange views and share experience. The current energy crisis demonstrates that we simply have to deepen our energy links and invest in interconnections and in our electricity grids. I also attended the second meeting of the European Coalition Against Drugs, and I welcome the strong commitment by leaders to maintain a strong focus on our collective fight against drug trafficking and drug-related threats. Constructing a broad community has never been more important as our governments deal with many serious economic, social and political challenges. As you all know, Ireland looks forward to hosting the next meeting of the European Political Community in Dublin in November. We are enormously pleased to receive the baton from Armenia, who have been so warm in your hospitality and so efficient and professional in your organisation of today's meeting. You have set a very high bar for us as we advance our preparations, and we hope we can live up to the standards that you have set. And again, in conclusion, thank you, dear Nikol, and thanks also to Antonio and to your respective teams for a worthwhile and successful summit, and see you all again in Dublin.
Thank you.
Thank you indeed.
Մեծարգո պարոն վարչապետ, կառավարության հարգարժան անդամներ, պատվավոր հյուրեր, հարգելի տիկնայք եւ պարոնայք. Honorable Mr. Prime Minister, members of the government, distinguished guests, dear ladies and gentlemen. Այժմ տեղի կունենա Եվրոպական քաղաքական համայնքի 8-րդ գագաթնաժողովին նվիրված նամականիշի մարման արարողությունը. It is my great honor to announce the official cancellation ceremony of the postage stamp dedicated to the 8th European Political Community Summit. Նամականիշի մարումը կիրականացնեն Հայաստանի Հանրապետության վարչապետ նորին գերազանցություն պարոն Նիկոլ Փաշինյանը, Եվրոպական խորհրդի նախագահ նորին գերազանցություն պարոն Անտոնիո Կոշտան, Իռլանդիայի վարչապետ նորին գերազանցություն պարոն Micheál Martinը. The cancellation will be carried out by His Excellency Mr. Nikol Pashinyan, the Prime Minister of the Republic of Armenia, His Excellency Mr. Antonio Costa, the President of the European Council, His Excellency Mr. Micheál Martin, the Taoiseach of Ireland. Հարգելի մասնակիցներ, խնդրում եմ դրեք ձեր ստորագրությունը բոլոր ծրարների վրա եւ փոխանցեք դրանք դեպի աջ. Dear participants, please put your signatures on all the envelopes and pass them to your right. Thank you very much. So, dear participants, I will count up to 3. Please put the postmark on the stamp. Mr. Prime Minister first. 1, 2, 3. Thank you very much. Mr. Antonio Costa. 1, 2, 3. And the Taoiseach of Ireland, Mr. Micheál Martin. 1, 2, 3. Thank you very much.
Did we do this?
It's okay.
We did one, yeah.
It's okay, yeah.
Only one.
I kindly ask you to open it for a very beautiful media cover page. Thank you. Շնորհակալություն մասնակցության համար. Thank you for participation.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Mission is full.
Can we call you now? Guido. Guido. What does that mean? You fixed it? I'm gonna call you if your report doesn't answer. We are calling you. Guido, you see my messages? Guido. Why do you keep ignoring me, Guido? Let's talk.
Thank you.